Algebra 1 13.1c, solve equations of, it's the standard form of a quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Now, I want you to please watch videos 13.1a and 13.1b. This is 13.1c, as you can see up here. I don't want you to get confused or lost, all right? So those two videos really will help you to understand this topic, okay? So we just learned that we can quickly solve a quadratic equation in the form ax squared plus bx. See, there's no c on there, is there? When it equals 0. Or when it's written this way, if it's been factored, we can solve it as x equals 0 and x equals negative b over a. Just put that b over that a. Or if it's ax minus b in here, or here, then it would be a positive BA. We factored our equation and used the principle of zero products to find the solution. We can also use the principle of zero products and solve a quadratic equation in its full form with the c in the equation if it can be factored. Very important, if it can be factored, okay? So here's our equation. We have y squared minus 5y plus 6 equals 6y minus 18. So the first thing we have to do is write this equation in standard form. So don't worry about the variable y. That's just going to be our x, okay? So we just need to get it into this form. So what we do is we subtract 6y from both sides of the equal sign, and that creates a zero pair here, doesn't it? So now we've got y squared minus 11y plus 6. We've got this minus 18 here, so we're going to add 18 to each side. We add these, this creates a zero pair, and now we've got 0 on this side of the equation, and 6 plus 18 is 24. And now we've got our equation in the standard quadratic form. Y squared minus 11y plus 24 equals 0. So now we can factor this. And it factors out as y minus 8 times y minus 3 equals 0. And we use that principle of zero products. We set y minus 8 to equal 0 and y minus 3 to equal 0. And adding 8 to both sides, we get y equals 8. And adding 3 to both sides, we get y equals 3. We can substitute these values into the equation and check them. Our solutions are 8 and 3. Wasn't that easy? If you watch the previous two videos, you'll be like, oh, this is a piece of cake, all right? So here's another one. It needs to be written in standard form and solved. So they gave us this equation, x squared minus 4x equals x minus 6. So we need to write it into that standard form. So we have an invisible 1 here, don't we? So when we take away an x from this side and take away an x from this side, we end up with minus 5x here. And this minus 6 drops down. Now we can add 6 to both sides so that we can set this side to 0. And now we have x squared minus 5x plus 6 on this side of the equal sign. Now we can factor that. And it factors out as x minus 2 times x minus 3 equals 0. I'm going to use the principle of zero products to solve it. So we need to get the x to one side of the equal sign. We add 2 to each side, and we get x equals 2. Or we add 3 to each side and get x equals 3. So now all we have to do is check it. We can plug this 2 in wherever there was an x, and we come out with minus 6 plus 6, see? And that equals a 0. So we know that that side's okay because it equals a 0. Now let's try 3 as the x. We plug that in, we do our math, and we get negative 6 plus 6. That's a 0, so that worked out okay. See? All you have to do is write it in standard form, factor if it's possible, okay? Because sometimes it's not possible to factor it. So factor it if it's possible. Then use the principle of zero products and check it. And just remember, you have to set that to equal 0 and that to equal 0, and then come down like that and then check them separately, all right? We're going to actually learn more about this in Algebra 2, so it's kind of nice that you're seeing this, so you're not going to be in such shock when you get to Algebra 2. You'll say, oh, that's familiar. So our next video is going to be 13.2a. Oh, I forgot to write it in here, didn't I? And we are going to talk more about these equations, okay? And of course, if you go to the description in this video, there's going to be a lot of links that are going to help you. So if you're feeling unsure of yourself and you really want to know what's going on, check out these videos. If you watch every single video, and there's going to be a lot of them, in this description, you'll get a better grade because they all cover information about factors and quadratic equations and quadratic functions and graphing them, and you'll really catch up. All right? So, or you could just look through the ones that you think that you need. Okay? I'll see you next video. Bye.